Hello! It's New Year's Eve today, and last time we talked about the Magician, and today we're going to be talking about his female counterpart, the Priestess. So the Priestess is the second card in the Major Arcana, and that's quite fitting because she is very much concerned with duality, especially in the Rider-Waite incarnation of her. You can see that there are the black and white pillars, the pomegranates, and the corn husks, as well as her crown, which is quite lunar, and the solar cross at her heart. So we see the duality of masculine and feminine with the pomegranates and the corn, day and night, and light and dark. The pillars in that card are meant to be the pillars from the Temple of Solomon. They were originally bronze, brass, or copper. I guess historians aren't sure because they were destroyed, but they're in the Bible, and there are actually quite a few references to Christianity and Judaism throughout this deck. And in this card in particular, the Priestess is holding a copy of the Torah in her lap, and it's partially visible and partially not. And that's meant to show that the Priestess is able to bring forth some of the knowledge or like higher intelligence into our world. She wears blue. That's meant to be a card or a color indicative of knowledge, and she also wears a veil, which I find interesting because what we do as psychic readers, looking to the future or revealing aspects of the present or the past, that act is often referred to as peering beyond the veil. And the Priestess is wearing the veil, but it doesn't conceal her face, so she's able to see. The crown that she's wearing in that picture is actually the crown of Isis, also who's a goddess from Egyptian mythology. Essentially, the Priestess, she is like priestesses from pagan times. They were referred to as virgin, but that didn't mean that they weren't having sex. It just meant that they didn't marry. They were married to their responsibility as being the priestess, as offering their body and their mind and their spirit as just a conduit for the divine. They would interpret those messages. So that's very much like what we do. The Priestess card will be a delight for anyone attempting to learn tarot to connect with, because it'll probably be pretty easy. You probably have a lot of those traits already. Things like intuition, prophetic dreams, and psychic ability. When I pull the Priestess card for a querent, I generally ask them if they tend to listen to their intuition or not, if that voice is loud enough for them to really be able to acknowledge it. And a great way to develop that intuitive voice, both for your clients and for yourself as you're learning the cards, is as soon as you hear it, even if it's just a whisper, listen to it. Even if it seems like it's something arbitrary, like go and get a cup of tea right now. Just go and get the tea. Just do it. And then the next time your voice speaks to you, it will be stronger, there will be more clarity there, and you'll be able to receive messages that are more complex. Also, it's a great idea to start keeping a dream journal. You know, if you're going to focus on each card for a few days or something like that, then when you go to bed, be thinking like, oh, the Priestess and dreams, and my subconscious can speak to me in creative ways while I'm sleeping. And then in the morning, take down what you've dreamt about and interpret it. That's an excellent exercise for aligning with the Priestess card. The Priestess card in the Rider-Waite deck and in many other decks also has the symbol of the moon. And the moon is a celestial body that comes out at night and reveals what's hidden in the darkness, which is also what we do. In fact, a great man who I learned a lot from when I was starting out reading, named Paul Kahn, he summed tarot readings up as you, say you live in a house with people that have children and the light in the hallway is burnt out. You need to go to the bathroom at night. So you can't see the ground. There might be Barbie shoes, there could be Hot Wheels, there could be like peanut butter. You never know with kids, right? This hallway could be full of all kinds of hazards that you can't see. And if you get a tarot reading, you go to a qualified psychic, it's just like you turn on the light in that hallway. You know, the Hot Wheels cars still there, it was always there, but now you can see it and not step on it and fall and hurt yourself. So turning on that light, shining the light to help people make their best choices, you know, live their best path. That's what we do as readers, and it's really such a gift and an honor to be able to bring that knowledge into this world. There's some other aspects of the priestess I'm going to talk about. She is the celestial female aspect in the deck. So we're also going to be looking at the Empress in a couple of videos. The Empress is like Mother Earth, you know, she's the animus of life. Whereas the priestess, she exists in the mind, in the spirit, you know. She's like the oracle. She doesn't offer her body to bring humans, physical things, into the world. She offers her body simply as a conduit to deliver the energy and the messages of the divine. So also a piece of advice I give, especially to males who get the Priestess card when I'm reading for them, is to remember to connect with their feminine aspect, because that brings them into balance, right? We are always going to live our best life if we're in balance. Resisting one part of duality or the other is only going to cause us strife. So yeah, definitely let your clients know to focus on their intuition, interpret their dreams, and embrace both aspects. So if they're female and they seem very watery and feminine, then, you know, maybe mention to them to embrace their masculine aspects also. I'm going to show you just a couple other versions of the cards. There's this card is from the Wildwood again. I just want you to see that it's called the Seer. And I really like that name for the priestess because it gets more directly to the point of, you know, her job is basically to divine. And then this is the Tarot of Dreams, the priestess. In this image, she's actually drawing down the moon, which if you are a neo-pagan or, you know, something like that, you'll probably be familiar with that, drawing down the moon. It's usually a ritual that's only undertaken by the priestess in a coven, and it's a great honor. They are embodying the lunar goddess, and they speak to the coven as her. She can also be, like, lunar goddesses can be invoked by priests as well, but it's usually a priestess. And I actually made a solitary drawing down the moon ritual, and I realized that that's a little bit, I don't know, some people might not like that I did that myself and that I released the ritual online for others to use. But I don't think that you need to be in a coven or in a church or a temple in order to connect with divinity. So yeah, feel free to go on my blog and check out that drawing down the moon ritual if you really want to take your priestess embodying practice to the next level. Well, I think that's all. Next week we'll talk about the Emperor. He's very fun, very commanding fellow. Until then, Happy New Year. I hope you have had a blessed 2016, and I hope that 2017 is even brighter and more wonderful. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.